Hey everyone, so I know I haven't posted a video in a while, and this one isn't like what I would normally talk about, but something that came to my mind that I was thinking about while I was at work last weekend was about how people like the vegan teacher, I know she hasn't been like a thing in a while, but how people like her who are super uber, oh my gosh, you have to be a vegan. If you're not a vegan, you're a horrible person and stuff like that. Um, what they don't think about is that the food that they're eating, like the plants and stuff, because they eat leaves, like lettuce and veggies and stuff like that, also has life. So, in essence, they are also murdering plants. Because whether you know it or not, or believe it or not, which science has proven, by the way, if you don't believe me, go ahead and look it up, that trees, when cut down, actually scream. Just because we can't hear it doesn't mean that they don't scream. They do. So, in essence, the vegan teacher's over here screaming about how people murder animals and how we're murderers because we murder animals for food. Well, people like her that rant on about that, you're murdering plants. You're eating plants. You're still a murderer just because you're not murdering animals that can make noises and that, are evidently alive and they need food that you have to feed them. And if they were on the streets, they'd have to forage just like humans and have to hunt for their food. Doesn't mean that plants, just because they don't walk around and because they don't have voices that we can hear, doesn't mean that they're not alive too. They are. All plants are alive. Even vegetables and onions and all that, they are alive. Hence that smell that you get that stains your eyes when you cut onions. It's their protection mechanism. If they weren't alive, they wouldn't have that, because an inanimate object or something that can't protect itself isn't alive. If you're protecting yourself, you're alive. So just, something to think about. I'm not bashing vegans or anything like that, but I bet you that's something that the vegan teacher specifically doesn't think about. And all those vegans that are like her, that are bashing us people that eat meat for murdering animals for food, you are also murderers. Just because there's a major difference in, the type of thing we kill, they are both alive. The cow that we eat was alive, had a life, had a personality, had maybe children, who knows? I don't know if meat cows are allowed to breed or anything like that. I don't know that, but they had a life regardless. The chicken that you eat had a life. It was walking around, eating, making noises, was a baby, grew up. It had a life. So, yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily great that we do that to animals, but I mean, they were put here for us to eat. That is their purpose, to be eaten, so that we humans can eat. And other animals, if they were out in the wild, they would kill other things. Chickens kill bugs. Cows, granted, all they eat is grass and hay and stuff, they would get killed out in the wild anyway. If we didn't kill them, they would get killed by nature anyway. So there's no difference really in how, what happens with the cow or the chicken. They'll die anyway. And their body would just go to waste in the wild. I mean, not if an animal eats it, but like if they, if we didn't kill them for us to eat, something else would kill it for them to eat. Does that make the cheetah in the wild, the lion in the wild, a murderer? Because if they saw a cow, they would kill it for food. They would eat it just like we do. No, it doesn't. It makes them lions, cheetahs, tigers. So why is that any different than us humans doing it? Because in the wild, they would just die the same way anyway. And plants and vegetables and all that is alive as well has a life too. Granted, yes, it can't walk around and it doesn't search for its food. It gets its food from the ground, from the dirt, from the soil, from water, and the nutrients in the soil. So they eat too. They scream too. When you kill them, they scream too. You just can't hear it because it's on a frequency that we can't hear. But they do scream it is a murder. I could go on and on about this, but that's basically all I wanted to say in this video, is to bring that to light, because it's not talked about, I notice, which I'm surprised it's not, because we have the vegan teacher screaming over here that meat eaters are murderers, but then so is she, because she kills plants for food. I mean, she doesn't kill them herself, you know, she gets it from the supermarket, but farms took them, and farms plucked them, or grew them and took them from the ground for us to eat. And so that still makes her a murderer. So vegan teacher, if you see this, just so you know, calling us meat eaters murderers, you're one too. There's absolutely no difference between you and us. We eat for sustenance. What we eat would have been killed in the wild anyway for food for another animal. So it's no different. There's no difference. Also, the vegetables that you eat, the trees, the plants, they would also be eaten by vegetarian animals, by animals that eat plants. They wouldn't go to waste or anything. They would be murdered by animals in the wild too. So, see, absolutely no difference. But yeah, I guess I'm going to end this video here. That's all I wanted to say. Again, something to think about. I know I repeated myself a lot in this video. Sorry about that. But I could just go on and on, kind of, I guess, repeating the same things. But, just to get it through your head, vegan teacher, and to all people that are like her, that think like she does, think about it. You're murderers too. If we're murderers, so are you. At the end of the day, it's facts. You don't believe me? Research it. It's true. Trees scream when cut down. And plants, they probably cry out too. You just don't hear it. But they do cry out, so it's murder. All in the same. Okay, have a good day. I'm going to stop repeating myself now. Bye.